Good day, sir. I'm Deck Cadet KEIRT EMMANUEL ACSIOMA, first reporter of Group 1. So, ECDIS, which is now a mandatory shipborne navigational equipment for voyage planning and execution, can operate a variety chart. The official chart are known as Electronic Navigational Chart or ENC, and Admiralty Raster Chart Service or ARCS. The chart are made and distributed by the Hydrographic Office through a distribution network, and the vessel has to subscribe to a service provider. ECDIS uses digital chart or vectorized and raster chart for navigational duties usually carried out with paper chart. The equipment must be type approved and uses up-to-date official chart as long as the area covered by vector chart or ENC is small. The ECDIS should be able to cover both vector and raster or RNC chart. When operating in raster mode, an ECDIS must be used together with an appropriate folio of up-to-date paper chart.
For voyage planning, using an ECDIS is the same as with paper-based navigation. However, making a passage plan utilizing the full aspects of the type-specific ECDIS needs some careful considerations. Summarized below some case points. The second officer creates the draft plan. Second, master studies entire route, suggests improvements, and eventually approve the final plan. Third, all deck officers require a briefing on the plan.
Appraisal. The first step is to broadly consider the routing and consider factors affecting the voyage. Is ENC coverage adequate? Are ENC appropriate scale up to date? Is Admiralty information overlay available? Do any TNP notices apply? ENC safety information, NTM's weekly, nautical publication, and last is consider limitation of ENC, accuracy, and source data.
Good day. I'm Cadet ESTRERA and here to report about planning. When planning a route on ECDIS, always consider ENC display set, and as with paper, use the best scale. Take time to check and scan routes. It is advisable first to conduct automatic route checking, adjusting the route each time to correct the alerts generated. One should then manually scroll along the entire route to visually check for any hazards. Also, it takes time to check the route properly. So remember, potential limitations of route planning and checking on the small scale ENC.
So let's proceed to the execution. The principles of good seamanship and maintaining a proper lookout apply when navigating electronically. Plan to use all available sources of information. Safety settings should be adjusted throughout the voyage to reflect the demands of the situation. For example, when coastal navigating vectors, cross-track, corridors, and guard zones should all be reduced. Settings such as safety contours and safety depths should be set higher for ocean passage to provide early warning of landfall hazards or possibility of increased traffic.
Next is monitoring. Do not rely solely on an automatic alarms. A prudent navigator should always seek to prove that the ECDIS is wrong rather than assuming it is correct. Use tools such as radar overlay or RIO to assist with monitoring. An accurate RIO provides a million-point fix and always excellent real-time monitoring, but do not rely solely upon it. Normal radar limitation still applies. Do not rely solely on GNSS input such as the GPS. Cross-check frequently with other systems such as LORWEN and manual means such as visual or radar fixing. Ensure that the appropriate display settings are applied for coastal or ocean and day or night navigation. Use profiles if functionality exists.
Perils of over-reliance. Over-reliance on a single means of navigation has always been wrong. This remains true with authority systems, including ECDIS. What are some of the perils of relying solely on ECDIS? Some issues to consider. Screen fixation. Tendency to become absorbed in an electronic display rather than looking out of the window. Failure to cross-check. Tendency to assume that the display position is correct without verifying position integrity by some other means. Alarm management and appropriate use of tools are critical. Failure to adjust settings appropriate to the situation that may be resulting in too much or too little information. Specifically, over-reliance can be contributed by the following. One is the chart survey data, date, type, and its reliability. Cartography, region, compilation, and update history of chart. Check reliability. Section of chart data. Data type, implementation, and scale selection, how to optimize. Route planning, vessel data, and corridor widths.
Additional perils of over-reliance. Measurement settings, distance, speed, depth. Chart symbol selection, simplified, traditional. Correct viewing scale, clutter, scamming. Orientation of display, number of depth, shades. Select and deselect shallow water pattern. Deficiency of traditional navigation techniques include following. Radar overlay, parallel indexing, position fixing including radar ranges, visual and clearing bearings, track history, dead reckoning, knowledge of chart symbols. Interrogation of traditional navigation techniques. These techniques remains valid and ECDIS provides a means to integrate them. It worth considering cross-checking variety of means. First, integrating ECDIS use into navigation function. Second, looking out of window. Third, making sense of presentation. Fourth, maintaining situation awareness at all times.
Main features of shipboard ECDIS. North up or heads capability of ECDIS. In the normal north up mode, the ship moves across the static chart until it approaches the edge of the screen, when a new section of the chart is automatically displayed. In heads up, the vessel remains in the center of the display, while the chart moves underneath. The vessel always appears up on display, with the image automatically rotate to the orientation, thereby matching the seat outside the window.
Next is radar overlay, so a navigation system which supervises live radar video output over ECDIS. So it provides scan converted output for display, automatically scaled to suit the display chart. The transparency can be adjusted so that the chart can be seen through the radar image. The overlay and its controls conform to the ECDIS standard for combining radar with ECDIS chart display. So next is electronic navigational chart or the ENC, also vectorized chart. Vector charts are made up of layers which can be displayed selectively. Each point on the chart is digitally mapped, allowing information to be used in a more particular way, such as clicking on a picture to display its information. Vector charts have the advantage of being interactive. For instance, the operator can preset the vessel route and a 1/2 mile inclusion zone at any time when the vessel is within 1/2 mile of an area of shallow water, an alarm activates. So chart data be shared with another equipment such as ARPA and radar. There are various chart formats. Hydrographic officers are responsible for the production and accuracy of the ANC material.